Sometimes I ask myself, why? Why do I do these things? Why? Just like, why am I a sadist? Why do I do this? So, I just want to say, I don't like this game. I don't have good memories of this game. And yet here we are, providing content for you in the form of self-torture. We're gonna start a new game. This is Kingdom Hearts data entry. Please, thank you, K. Bye. So, because you know what? I played a game I have a good memory of, which was 358 Days Over 2. And, I like how that game has a lot of keyblades to use and different levels of a keyblade. But the mission structure is okay. But I hate that you don't have many options for battle. Oh wait, I should probably mute this part. I should probably mute this part. I'm gonna let the intro play out, but I should probably mute that. But I had problems with 358 Days. I didn't like how erratic the enemies were. The thing is, you don't have a lot of options to attack other than just hit the Keyblade. But, like, the limit you have to force yourself into by lowering your own health, which means getting hit intentionally. And you have a finite amount of magic to cast. There's no, like, a magic meter or magic commands or anything. They don't reload either. You have to use items to get them back. And you might use them all up in the first part of some missions. It's like, what is this? I like the Keyblade functionality and the stat increasing shit, and the panels are okay. But the part where I rewatched a video, and I watched myself, like, I was out of magic, I was out of limit, and I was just trying to hit this fucking flying enemy. But the way the Keyblade pattern worked was that it has like a 2-hit attack and it barely connects. So I was just jumping, attacking. I was like, what is this? What is this gameplay? It has some good ideas, but it is tough to play because it's on a DS, and I don't like some of the battle mechanics. That's pretty much it. Then I played Kingdom Hearts 3. Solid experience. I still have the memory of, like, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance. All those games are so burned in my mind. I don't need to, like, revisit those again. But I was able to replay Kingdom Hearts 3 on my own, like, console. I wasn't playing it on a friend's PS4. I was getting the full experience. I was doing all the extra shit I didn't need to do. I bought the DLC. I captured it all on camera, my experience with everything, and I can turn the volume back up now. And I had a good time. There's some worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3 that are like don't have as much effort put in, but that's the same you can say about Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, I hate the Lion World. The conflict in Lion World sucks. Atlantica sucks. It's just like a cringy singing mini game. What else? Halloween Town and Agrabah are kind of revisited for no reason. Especially Agrabah. It's just Jafar comes back. There's not even, like, the organization already been fucking around there. Same thing with Halloween Town, if I ever recall. It's just more about, like, the Heartless. And what about it's just about Jack and Oogie coming back in Maleficent. They don't expand on anything. And then you just beat Oogie again and Jafar again, and just there's nothing new here. And now you have this game, which is widely accepted to be the worst of the spin-offs and the least important game of all in the history of Kingdom Hearts. Probably more so than Melody of Memory. Actually, I'll probably put this on par with Melody of Memory. I haven't played it, which means I'm reviewing it. Look, it's a rhythm game. You revisit worlds. There's nothing new other than probably a cutscene from doing all the rhythm missions. I don't like recycled content, and this Kingdom Hearts Coded is kind of that. This is recycled worlds and locations, and they're trying to say that this is a new section of like the lore, and we're supposed to care about the journal and how that's infected with viruses. Like, the journal is just written stuff. It's not real. Like, if you erase a sentence in the journal, it doesn't erase a part of the real world. It's just, well, whatever. Why are the worlds inside a journal? Why? Why is there data versions of these worlds? Why is a piece of paper inside of a book called data? It's so stupid. Why is there a digital world inside a notebook? Like, it's a physical piece of... It's a physical object. You can't put a virus inside of a physical object. This is too stupid, even for Kingdom Hearts. And that's what makes this suck. You get a Ryu Sora design. There's yet another Riku that's represented by the journal. You revisit worlds. There's kind of a memory wipe here again. And I might play it. I'm playing a little bit of this. I replayed it like a couple months ago. I got up to Olympus Coliseum and I was like, I can't do this anymore. That's not like me criticizing it, so that other people know how I feel about it. So now that's what I'm doing now. I will say this game plays better than 358 Days because it's based on closer to Birth by Sleep, where you have action commands that are tied to a command deck, and then you cycle through those and they reload as you use them. And you can level up those commands and then fuse them with other ones to make bigger commands. And it's kind of cool. Well, I mean, it's the same system. It's just applied to, like, Kingdom Hearts 1 stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. Yep, I want to be Invincible Warrior of Destruction. Now what would you give up in exchange? I don't really give a shit about defense. You kind of need magic here. Because you'll be able to... You can kind of magic spam in this game. You can just have all your command decks be magic and, like, be okay. And the thing is, it's still on the DS, but there's no, like, shitty mechanic involved that you need to learn, like card battling. It's just a portable Kingdom Hearts experience. I think this could have been explored more. Like I said, the recycled locations, it sucks. They're retelling the story of the world when Data Sora gets there, because it's like his quote-unquote his first time going there. So it's kind of like Chain of Memories, where he has to re-experience the world for the first time again. But now you're doing that, and it's not even the real Sora. So, like, who the fuck cares? So that's where I'm at right now. I wanna replay. I wanna do all the stuff this time around. I didn't really. I tried to get the true ending, which I thought was the true ending when I originally played it on my DS a long time ago, but I didn't like care to do hunt for the rarer enemies and get all the gear and everything you need. I didn't really max out Sora on this like data board or whatever the fuck. And you know what? This kind of looks okay, except for like these little cutscenes right here. But anyway, you gave him the power to fight. This is your power to survive. The HP gauge, the green gauge. Yeah. You can move the camera around with L and R. I think this current setting is you have to hit L and R to lock on. It's okay. Ow! It's kind of like playing 358 Days. Like I would be surprised if well, I would not be surprised if this was just the model from 358 Days that they were like, oh, you know, this model we made, because okay, so Sora's a secret playable character in 358 Days, and I'm sure they were like, oh, we can probably build a whole game around this Sora right here. Oh my god! It's a little bit slow paced, but what are you gonna do? So, oh yeah, so there's a kind of a cool mechanic with the Keyblades here. As you build up a meter, kind of like your not the drive forms, but like the style commands from Birth by Sleep, that little meter, when it gets to max, it increases the abilities of the Keyblade. But what's kind of annoying about that is that when you max it out, they're all your abilities set, and you have to like get it back up again. I'm gonna have to change. So how come sometimes he like does a backflip? That's weird. All right. First, I'm gonna change the controls. Some of these things are made for the what's it called? The mobile game, because there was a mobile Kingdom Hearts coded. I think I watched a guy, the Gamers Joint. I don't remember his other name, but he said he bought a phone from Japan that had this game, the original version of this game, on the phone, and he tried playing it, and it's like, imagine like the Razer flip phones. It's like trying to play this game on that, and it looks terrible. I don't care what anybody says. So I think I like type B. Okay. Wait. Alright, the stat matrix. It's all chips into the slot and the board to gain new powers. It's pretty much a big puzzle board that you just, like... I want to play on critical, but not right now. Okay, now you have dodge roll. Use chips to fill in the slots between things to do the thing. Oh wait. Okay, it automatically turns on. Now you can dodge. This is how you like level up Sora, I guess. It's kind of like the panels in 358 Days, I guess, where you have to manually input all the skills you want, instead of like in the mainline Kingdom Hearts game, every time you unlock an ability, it just like equips, and now you can do that. So I watched, speaking of Disney, I watched Alvin and the Chipmunks formerly known as Rescue Rangers, the movie. And I must say that I kind of don't give a shit. I watched it in a group call on Discord, or I guess someone we knew had a Disney Plus account, and he just made an account for all of us, and we watched it that way. So a lot of the gags in it are funny. I keep saying this, or I have been saying this a lot. I like the gags. The jokes are fine. What falls apart is just the concepts and the whole reason for this movie existing. Like, it's obviously nostalgia bait. Like, oh, let's make a movie called The Rescue Rangers. Everybody remembers The Rescue Rangers. It's like the classic Disney afternoon show. Even though the better shows were like Darkwing Duck and Gargoyles. And probably the Goop Troop, I would say. Rescue Rangers is probably one of the weirder ones, along with like Tailspin and the Timon and Pumbaa show. Like, of all the things to make a Roger Rabbit type story of, I don't think Rescue Rangers is it. Yeah, so he like does weird attacks. Like, I don't need him to do all that stuff. So I gotta break these red bricks in Kingdom Hearts. Breaking red bricks is the most fun you can possibly have in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip because nobody fucking knows anything. So I have auto jump off. I like jumping in video games. Hence the channel name, Jump and Shoot. So I would rather do it myself. God damn it. So Rescue Rangers. Yeah, the thing is, any one of those IPs could have been your nostalgia bait live action hybrid thing. I would not want it to be that way, but any one of them could like do this kind of plot. Cause yeah, what they're doing is they're saying, oh, Chip and Dale is a meta, or Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the movie, is a meta experience. Like, they're aware that the world, the way they operate is like the Toons in Roger Rabbit, where they are all kind of just like actors who work on things, and Rescue Rangers is like a job to them. But things changed, and Dale left and went on his own thing, which means that he had to quit, Chip had to quit his acting job, and which means so did everybody else, I guess. Because without Dale, that means the whole show falls apart, and they don't have a show anymore. They didn't replace him, alright, or anything like that. So I'm not ready to talk to you yet. I gotta destroy these blocks. Breaking red bricks in Kingdom Hearts is the most fun you can possibly have. And I'm just gonna read what I wrote on other people's reviews, because I wanted to see this for myself first, before I started saying my opinion. I got new stat shit. So I was saying this probably isn't fair to the movie, but I wish this, and there's no way it could like be straight up Roger Rabbit, because like, yeah, Roger Rabbit is like a timeless story about like Toons interacting with with like people and their role in that society. They're kind of discriminated against, then they want Toon rights. Is, dare I say, woke before woke? Because everybody knows that the original, the Roger Rabbit movie is based on the book, who censored Roger Rabbit was about like this Toon was about to be tried for a crime he didn't commit because in that world, like Toons are kind of they don't have rights. They're like discriminated against, like I said, and he was like being extra prosecuted because he was a Toon, and there's kind of a race allegory here, and oh, why doesn't it use Y like everybody else? I'll save on the other save file. There was a little bit more depth to the original Roger Rabbit story too, where like it centers around a detective whose brother was killed by a Toon, which created the prejudice within him. Now he used to love Toons because his brother was a animator or whatever the fuck. No, wait, no, it wasn't. What am I saying? His brother, they were the Valiant brothers. They like solved crimes and shit. And a Toon killed his brother, so now he hates Toons, and he has to help a Toon who was a victim of like what's the word? He's being framed. I guess he's being framed. Who framed Roger Rabbit? He's being framed, and he has to help this Toon solve his case, and then get over his prejudice and save the Toons. You know, there's a complex plot in there somewhere. Whereas this Chip and Dale movie there's just a similar-ish plot in that there's a mystery in Toon World and Human World together, and it's just a Toon trafficking. It's just a human trafficking allegory. Like, we know it's bad, but it's like, what are you saying about it? Or you're not. There's no statement to be made here. Oh yeah, you have to like rack up points. I don't like that he does that lunging thing. What the fuck? Okay. And you have to kill these jerks. But yeah, okay, let me get back to my point. There's a Toon trafficking plot. And I wish it had something to say about the state of animation these days. Where it could have been about like first of all, they're trying to pan that cel-shaded 3D model us to. They're trying to convince us that's 2D and everybody else is CG. Like, okay, that's first of all, that's still CG. It's just cel-shaded. Second of all, it could have been about the state of animation these days, where the Toons that are hand-drawn or traditional are getting less work because since everything is going to CG because it's easy to make, Toons that are traditional animated, they're not getting work. So this could have led to Chip having to go into selling life insurance because people who like get the CGI surgery, like Dale, they're getting more work because they're cheaper to work with, and it's like there's some kind of like class struggle there, or not even like a class struggle, but like there's some kind of dynamic going on there, because it is true that like a lot of cartoons are going to CG, or like a lot of animated movies are being CG now, and there's people out there that are like, they want to support traditional and hand-drawn as much as they can, but like, and then they'll go do stuff like support even shitty hand-drawn movies just because it's hand-drawn. It's like, dude, we can't be doing that now. Hold on. But they really want to support hand-drawn. But I keep saying but the conflict could arise there because Chip will feel like Dale sold out, and that's the reason why the show got canceled, because studios want to work with CGI cartoons more rather than like traditional, because they're harder to work with all the time, and that's where the conflict could arise. I don't know, between like hand-drawn Toons versus CGI Toons. And there's also an area in the movie called the Uncanny Valley, kind of like, I would say it's like their Silicon Valley, where it's the place where it's a place where toons go to, not toons, but like it's a place where all the terrible looking CGI cartoons that are like uncanny and weird to look at are. And they make a point of this too, like, oh, Ugly Sonic's in the movie. He's a weird CGI monstrosity and he's gross. And then they go talk to like this video game dwarf character who's like stupid looking, and his eye tracking is not like realistic, so he's just looking straight ahead all the time. He can't look like up and down and meet people's eye height. He's like a trope of a stiff. He's the trope of a stiff video game character who's animated poorly. I get it. But the thing is, it's stupid for a Disney movie like this to make that observation when Disney has been responsible for like the gross CGI realistic weirdness in like the past 5 years. Like they've done like the fairies in Maleficent are look stupid. Will Smith Genie in Aladdin is uncanny and weird because it's still his likeness. It's still CG when he's blue genie form, and he's like flying around and doing all the. Oh, whoa, Titus, whoa! Do I have to like kill a bitch? Ow! I can't block yet. Oh my god! I have to learn how to block. Stop. Okay. Time stop. Untamed potion. I never used potions. I probably should. But it's like, it's so better to just use Cura because it reloads anyway. Track down this ranger. See, like, what is that? What was over there to make him attack like that? Like, why does it change? It's not consistent at all. It's not even like a thing I can do. He just decides to do a different attack. Oh, yeah. I never noticed that. That door? But yeah, it's hypocritical for them to be like, oh, like CGI cartoons are weird and realistic and gross. Except they're responsible for like most of them. And yeah, Beast from the Beast the Beast remake, the Beauty of the Beast remake. And then what recently? Oh yeah, Lion King, the king of CGI monstrosities, like they look realistic and expressionless. That like how did they oversight that? And yeah, the fucking Pumbaa CGI guy appears in the movie. There's a lot of cameos. The cameos are just there for you to pause and spot, like, oh, I saw Donald Duck. Oh, I saw Pete. Oh, I saw Stan's dad from South Park. Oh, I saw Rick and Morty. I saw this. I saw that. It's just fucking like, it's not quite as bad. Actually, never mind. It's worse than Space Jam 2, which is being compared an awful lot to, because all the cameos in Space Jam 2 appear at the very end. And it's just for you to go like, oh, look who's here! Everyone's coming down! He's not like... It's so disingenuous. Where meanwhile, the cameos in Rescue Rangers are like sprinkled out, you know? You have to actually look for them. Or, yeah, it's just like, it becomes a clusterfuck at the end of Space Jam 2. It's different. Whatever, Sora. Whatever, Data Sora, your shit. I don't care. And when it comes to the villain, Peter Pan, it's not even like a botched CGI clone or a bootleg himself. It's like straight up the character, the IP, Peter Pan, who was the villain in this. Which makes no sense for Disney to approve. Since I was saying, how are they not okay when Junction Point, the developer of Epic Mickey, said they wanted to make Oswald a straight up villain in this game, and he would turn evil, and he would have a final form, and you have to fight him and everything. They said, actually, don't do that with Oswald. Oswald has to be a good character. Meanwhile, Peter Pan, one of their classic Disney movie characters, is straight up the villain in this movie. It's not even a surprise. Like, I think Judge Dune is a much better villain. I mean, like I said, Peter Pan, not a different Peter Pan, like a look-alike or something, a clone, or a bootleg would work better as a villain. Where he tells everybody he's the real Peter Pan, but you find out that he's a bootleg in the movie, like kind of like how Judge Dune was actually a Toon himself. It would be revealed that this Peter Pan is actually not the real Peter Pan, and the real Peter Pan is somewhere else. So the twist would work better there, and that would be the reason why he's trying to turn other characters into bootlegs, because he wants everyone to be like him or something like that. I don't know. And it would, because he would still be hand drawn, so he would be like, I don't know, too afraid to go with the CGI surgery himself. And he's living with the fact that he can never be the real Peter Pan, so he kidnaps the real Peter Pan, turns him into a CGI monstrosity, so that he's the only option for Disney to like hire for, I don't know, project with Peter Pan or something. And yeah. And of course, I'm hearing there's a controversy surrounding this because it's too close to the real. I guess there was a real live action actor for Peter Pan called Bobby Driscoll, and everybody I hear mention this, I feel like they just copy pasted from Wikipedia, because I didn't know Bobby Driscoll existed before this fucking movie, where people are being on their high horse about, oh, this is too cruel to the real live actor who played Peter Pan, even though they overlooked him and they fired him because he got old and he spiraled out of control, and he's spiraling. Yeah, but child actors losing their job because of age is like not a new concept. The sad thing is that he spiraled and he died of an overdose. But like, if he were still alive, he's still, or I don't know when this happened, but let's say he didn't die at 31, he'd still be like a modern child actor who was out of work because of their age too. I mean, like the same thing happened with Mara Wilson when she was going through puberty. Like the girl from Matilda, she like was known for that. I don't know what else, but when it came to, what's the movie called? Like A Wish Upon a Star or Once Upon a Time in New York or whatever the fuck it was. She was going through puberty in that movie. She was still in it anyway. But after that, she stopped acting, or I don't know if because she didn't get work anymore or whatever. But yeah, her body was like not not having a good time during her puberty. So she was out of work, kind of, in a matter of speaking. But I don't know if she was set or not. Unlike Bobby Driscoll, who probably lost a lot of money and was like in a bad position. But this happens to a lot of child actors. So I don't think it's on purpose, because why would it be? But it is a terrible like coincidence that they decide, oh, it might be clever if we make Peter Pan the villain in this, forgetting that, like, oh, there was a real Peter Pan who lost work because of his age. It could have been better researched, and then you would have to have either a new villain, or do like I said, is make it not the real cartoon character Peter Pan, because that makes no fucking sense. First of all, why is it that Peter Pan is the only cartoon character that ages? Meanwhile, there's a lost boy in the movie who's like, Peter, is that you? You aged. And then, but he's also technically not in Neverland. He's in the real cartoon world where everybody coexists, but the lost boy isn't aging. So it makes no sense. Oh, I died. What does that mean? Do I just continue from the boss fight? Oh, I guess that's fine. But yeah, it makes no fucking sense why he's the only character that ages. Second of all, it would be like, I don't buy that they were really that okay. Or I mean, I guess they were because the movie's already made, but it doesn't make sense for them to be okay with making Peter Pan a villain in this movie. Like, are they just done with anything surrounding Neverland and all the Peter Pan lore they've established? Oh, that's kind of cool. I half expected this game to be like, oh, you died, gonna have to go all the way to the save file. But it kind of does what Kingdom Hearts 3 does, where if you die, you can like re-edit your command deck and figure it out. My fucking god! It canceled both my freaking commands. Cool. Ah, maybe I should have it set to skip heals because I don't need to heal. God. Ugh, what am I supposed to do? The lock on tracking. Oh my god, I'm stuck on something. Whatever, I'm here now. Yeah, I was thinking like it's the same thing as writing, I don't know, Pocahontas to be the new villain because they haven't used her in a while. The last time she was like in public eye was like fucking Wreck-It Ralph 2, where she's a powerful female. What do you call them? She's a strong female character, along with everybody else because they have to be strong female characters. I'm not against the idea of strong female characters. The thing is like they all are. There's no diversity with them because they all have powers that make them epic. You know, it's like the shit they were trying to do with fucking the live action Mulan. Yeah, whatever, Jiminy. Who gives a shit? A new entry in the journal. So yeah, it's weird that they would just make straight up Peter Pan the villain. Like I hear he's like sometimes the antagonist in other media. And speaking of Kingdom Hearts, he's a boss in Birth by Sleep when you're Terra. But I haven't heard him like, and he's a little bit like antagonistic towards, or maybe in the first movie, he's mischievous, just like Oswald was. You know, I don't even like Peter Pan that much, but like, it's just stupid that he's the villain in this. And I did have his name right. They used to have his name be Mean Dean. And he would be his own character who just happened to look like Peter Pan. And maybe that could have been like he was a bootleg plot right there. Because I buy more that this Peter Pan is angry because he cannot be the real Peter Pan. We should be seeing the things that were written inside my journal. So he takes it out in the world. It makes more sense. Like he's trying to ruin the Toon world from inside out by making them all bootlegs. Just like how, I don't know, we don't know what not Judge Dune, alright, I don't know, whoever the fucking Doc Brown guy was, Christopher Lloyd's character, You never know what kind of toon he was, or like who created him, or what his motive was. He just wanted to kill toons and take out Toontown for a highway. He could have had like his own backstory as to why he wanted to do that. Whereas like the Peter Pan in this movie has a stupid backstory where, oh, I aged and they don't want me anymore, so I'm gonna bootleg every cartoon. Like, that's stupid. It sucks. The plot of the movie sucks. The visuals are okay. But then, okay, here's another thing. Where are they going with this? They brought back Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers form into the public eye for what? What are you gonna do with this? You're gonna make a spin-off? You're gonna bring back Rescue Rangers as a reboot, just like DuckTales was? I mean, it's set up for within DuckTales reboot, it is set up. There was like a subplot in an episode where someone was raising like chipmunks or whatever, and they got smart. They became hyper intelligent from like chemicals or whatever, and then they built the ship and fly away in a cutscene, and it's like a joke in DuckTales. But now that's set up. Darkwing Duck was set up in that universe, so where are they going from here with this movie? Is it just here as like a quick gag, like a quick buck? And then, but even continuity wise, what are they gonna do? Dale is CG and Chip is not. Are they just gonna leave that like that if they continue with this? Are they all gonna be CG for the remake? Also, I don't like that Gadget fucked the bug. Not in the way that I saw a 4chan post that was like, I can't believe that Gadget fucked the bug and had babies grow the gross fly, because flies are kind of like black people, and they went on from there, and I was like, I'm out. I don't want to read this anymore. So yeah, it's a nothing project. It's not even on par with Roger Rabbit. It doesn't even have to be better. It's just this kind of story does not. You cannot just do and not have something to say about animation, you know. I'm gonna find the save point, and we're gonna be done for today. Or maybe I won't, and I'll just stop here. Actually, no, we're quick. What do I have to do? I'll have to find the ducks. Oh, here's a save point. The thing is, it could have been any of the Disney IPs. The Disney Afternoon IPs for this movie. If they're all self-aware cartoons that are just actors, it could have been any of them solving a mystery, Roger Rabbit style. It's just a nostalgia bait movie. I don't think it's gonna go any further than that. And you know what's funny? They keep throwing around the idea of a Chip and Dale reboot, but they literally had a cartoon last year that sucked. It was downvoted to hell, and I know this because it was before YouTube took down the downvotes. You couldn't see you used to be able to see dislikes. That's an error gone. Remember when rating videos was like star based, and now it's like versus dislike, and now you can only like things. You're not allowed to see the dislikes anymore. And I was saying that this is a better plot for Bonkers, considering it is about a cop who teams up with a cartoon cop, and they go on similar mysteries to Roger Rabbit and this movie, and they interact with the Disney Afternoon people. Like, it's a show about toons interacting with the humans, and Rescue Rangers was not. This is the last thing you make into a movie for, like, I'm lost. That movie sucks. it's okay to watch for free. I'll say that. Watch it for free.